1-1 draw at Brighton was the last time, and we've got a 1-1 draw here, as it was at Stamford Bridge between these two back in November. It's the fourth draw in a row in the Premier League. In fact, it does end Chelsea's impressive run of Premier League away wins in all competitions, but it does mean that United cannot overtake them in the Premier League table. Marcos Alonso put them in front, but Cristiano Ronaldo amazes us all again. Played 90 minutes again, and Erik ten Hag will have been watching and surely will have evaluated that in a positive way. Chelsea still need points to be certain of qualifying for the Champions League, but that spot really is theirs to lose, and they of course also have the FA Cup final to look forward to. But for Ralf Rangnick, it's 2 wins in the last 11 in all competitions. Most people here, I think, are waiting for the end of the season. There's only one home game to come, which is against Brentford. We'll show you on Monday Night Football this coming Monday. They go to Brighton and Crystal Palace after that. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle tonight, but they've got a point. Manchester United won, Chelsea won.
And you do have to wonder where they would be without Cristiano Ronaldo at times this season. 8 of their 9 goals from the most prolific of strikers. Chelsea will probably rule this as a missed opportunity, and that point means they go 8 points now, clear of Spurs in 5th place, who are hunting them down for a place in the Champions League next season. That point means they now need a maximum of 7 from their final 5 games. Manchester United 5 points adrift of Arsenal, who are in 4th right now. Incidentally, the best that Manchester United can do by winning their final 3 games is to equal their worst ever Premier League points return. That's only if they win those final 3 matches. It is NFL Draft Night stateside. The preview show is underway right now on Sky Sports NFL. You can see the draft red carpet from 11, and the draft itself gets underway at 1 o'clock in the morning. And the BAFTA-nominated Rob and Romesh Versus returns with a set of brand new challenges. Episode 1 of Rob and Romesh Versus available now on Sky Max. And it's our challenge to find some positives for Manchester United from what we've seen over the last few weeks. Roy Keane and Jamie Redknapp will be delivering their verdict. Questions over the immediate future of Ralf Rangnick as well. We'll get those answered for you as Ronaldo once again came to the rescue.
Azpilicueta changing the crossing position yet again. And it's Alonso! Well, you can't say it hasn't been coming. And here's Ronaldo! 1-1! Well, he has been a one-man rescue act for Manchester United this season.
Finally, something to cheer for Manchester United fans. Chelsea will be disappointed they didn't hold on for all 3 points, because it was a dominant display from them. 21 attempts to United's 6. That is the second fewest they've had in a home game this season. But 5 of Chelsea's 6 on target came in the first half. That intensity couldn't be matched in the second period. Look at the expected goals. They would say they created the chances to win the game comfortably. Almost 3 times as many touches in the opposition box as well, and dominated possession here at Old Trafford. But United managed to get a point, and Nemanja Matic is giving his reaction to Patrick Davison.
Well, Nemanja, it's been obviously a really tough season and a particularly tough last couple of weeks. So did you think tonight was any sort of improvement? Did it feel a bit better or not?
Yeah, I think obviously was improvement. We played against a very good team that tactically is almost perfect. Technically also they have great players. They also have great managers. So I think that we played good game. I don't say that we were much better than them, but it was an equal game. I think the 1-1 is a fair result. Maybe they had some more opportunities than us, but I think at the end 1-1 is a fair result.
Did the first half feel tough?
It's always tough when you play against good teams, so we expected a tough game. But I think that tonight we looked much better than last couple of weeks. So, yeah, I think there is improvement.
And 1-0 down, what did the team show with an immediate reaction to equalise?
Yeah, we show that we didn't give up. We showed a good character. So we equalised, I think, after a couple of minutes. So it was a good reaction from our team.
And what about that ball over for Ronaldo? What did you see? Tell us the picture.
I saw him.
Of course you did.
Saw him running, so I had to use some of my qualities.
And look, we talked about it actually before the game, but it's in the public domain. You're moving on at the end of the season, trying to savour every last minute yourself out on the Old Trafford pitch.
To save.
Savour, enjoy.
I thought you said save. To save, no. Yeah, I try to enjoy, of course. For me, it was a pleasure and honour to play at Old Trafford for the 5 years. As I said before the game, I will do my best to help my team. Yeah, I can just repeat, it was a pleasure. 3 more games, or 3 more games to play. And yeah, United will stay forever in my heart, of course, together with Chelsea, of course, because I also played for Chelsea. So for me, it was an honour to be part of everything.
And even though it looks bad at the moment, do you think brighter times, better times are ahead for Manchester United?
Has to be, because United is a big club. Expectations are high. I think at the end of this season, the club needs to look forward to see where they can improve. And for sure, I will be a supporter, but I'm sure that better times will come.
Just last one, do you know what you're going to do yet? Or?
To be honest, not yet. I didn't decide yet. 3 more games to play. Then after that, I will decide my future.
Oh, good luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
3 more games for Manchester United, just 1 here. That's against Brentford on Monday night. We'll see it on Monday Night Football. Nemanja Matic says the right result, the draw. What do you say?
No, I don't think so. Not in the chances or the possession or the positions Chelsea got in. They should have won the game. But United did react well after the goal behind. You know, we've been really critical of them. They showed a good reaction, showed a little bit of pride in the second half, but still not enough. Chelsea, I thought, were by far the better team. They probably took their foot off the gas a little bit. But United, they look like they're happy and contented with the draw, which tells you where they are. Did
you see an improvement?
In the second half, what we said at half-time, when you have people like Ronaldo on the pitch, you've always got a chance. As long as you stay in the game, and even when the goal behind, you keep the heads, you don't panic. And that's what they did. And Ronaldo then, once again, produced a bit of magic, which he's been doing for years. So as long as you stay in the fight, which United did, they've not done that recently in certain games, but today they hung in there and, as I said, showed a little bit of pride.
And we will come to Ronaldo in a moment, Jamie, but what will Chelsea make of this?
I think Thomas Tuchel will be amazed if he doesn't come out in his interview and say, have we not won this game? The amount of opportunities, the amount of times they got down the right side. Reece James was just had the freedom in the park at times. So many good opportunities. And said it at half-time, they felt at the start of the year that Lukaku would be the missing piece in the jigsaw, the man that's going to get them the 20, 25 goals to elevate them from not being 14 points behind Man City like they are now, but maybe in the title race. And it hasn't worked out. Werner's not really a natural finisher. Havertz has got great movement. I love the way he plays, but they haven't got that goal scorer that's got like a Drogba or a Costa that's going to get you the 20, 25 goals that you're going to need to win the title. And that's really where they've come up short, because the football today was different class. In so many areas, they were far and away better than Manchester United today.
You agree with that?
Yeah, by far. The stats will back it up, what we were watching. And again, if they were a little bit more clinical, they took the chances, they would have won the game comfortably.
Is that why we had to wait an hour for the opening goal?
Yeah, which was, again, we were creating chances, particularly on the right side. And you give James this amount of possession and time, ultimately you're eventually going to get punished. And again, no pressure on the ball, you know, too much time. The player with his quality, James, Havertz. But again, lovely finish. We have seen 2 lovely goals tonight. That's Alonso. 2, you know, throughout the season, you're thinking Chelsea without Chilwell, the wing-backs getting forward, one crossing. Lovely finish, no chance for the keeper. Beautiful.
Been a real feature of their play, hasn't it, this season? The full-backs getting involved in the attacks.
He's an incredible player, Alonso, because he finds himself in so many unusual positions. I know he's got the licence because he's a left wing-back, But that is a brilliant piece of play, and it's a goal that we'd expect Ronaldo to score, not a left wing back. The way that he adjusts his body, I don't know if we can see it again, the way that he adjusts his feet, and as it comes in, sort of like, these boys are so strong now, you know, he locks his core, bang, great volley, very similar like Ronaldo did. Look at his foot movement there, he gets himself so balanced, and he keeps his right foot on the floor, a great volley. There, look how he works his feet. Now he knows it's coming across his body, his royal that's a really tough technique, and he just guides it into the corner. A brilliant, brilliant goal.
Well, we saw not one, but two pretty spectacular finishes, didn't we? We only had 2 minutes to wait from Alonso giving Chelsea the lead to see Manchester United get back into the game. Clever piece of play, really, wasn't it, from Matic? He said he had to show some of his skills.
Yeah, you're worried for United at this stage. You're thinking this is 1-0, the fans, you know, a bit restless, but Matic, lovely bit of play. He's fortunate to get the ball back. It goes to Ronaldo. What sets this up? Again, poor from Chelsea. Again, we give him praise, but in terms of defensively, Kante losing it. And Ronaldo, it's the first touch, boom. Doesn't give the defender a chance. Look, eye on the ball, composure, we've seen it. Talk about being clinical. First touch, keeper. And as soon as he takes that touch, you just know it's a goal. That's the brilliance of him.
Just incredible.
Two brilliant touches, weren't they?
Incredible, yeah, exactly. It makes such a difference. Matic gets a little bit lucky with the first one, but then that scoop, it's not an easy technique that he scoops it over. Probably one of the only mistakes Thiago Silva made all game. The touch is beautiful, and then the volley, and we've seen him do it so often. He just... Like some players, some finishers like to bend him in the corner. He actually goes more with pace and power. I mean, that's 17 goals for him now this season in the Premier League. It's some return for somebody who's not had a good season, isn't it?
Yeah, he's such a big problem for United.
Yeah.
Scoring goals week in, week out. It's not good.
We'll continue this conversation in a minute because I need to tell you about a special programme that's coming your way after we finish tonight. Yes, he got to the 100 club at Arsenal and another goal tonight. You can see all 100 in a special programme at 10:30 on Sky Sports Premier League. So he's up there right now, chasing Mo Salah. He's got 17 for the season. Remarkably, he has 20 league goals in 12 consecutive seasons. With 3 games to go, would you back against him?
Well, it's going to be difficult, obviously, but again, we saw it, the finish tonight, even the goal last week against Arsenal. Outstanding. It's the hardest part of the game. I know people are quick to criticise what he doesn't do in terms of his pressing, but he was never great at that anyway. He's the greatest at what is the hardest part of the game, is putting the ball in the back of net. He didn't. Was that his only chance tonight, really? You see the chances that Chelsea were creating. Imagine if he was in the Chelsea team, he'd probably get 50 goals. He's in a poor Man United team. We aren't creating many chances for him. And he's producing. Even the pass tonight, listen, it was the touch, it was his movement, and as I said, as soon as he gets it, you just turn away, you just know it's a goal. That's how good he is.
Well, remember the suggestion originally was that Manchester City wanted him, and Manchester United came in very late to take the deal.
Well, but that can happen sometimes in transfers. Sometimes deals are obviously late in the making.
But in terms of teams that create chances for you, what would you think
of
his impact
course,
would have been at Manchester City?
Well, Man City are doing OK without him. You know, they've recovered. I think that's fine. You've got to get the right personalities into your team. But I think what he's done at United, considering the season they've had, and I know there's other bits he could have done better. I think his leadership could have been certainly better when they've been up against it. But in terms of, obviously, goals, and that's what he came here back for. You know, a big personality. He's not one of these players like a few years ago where he's beating people. He is really dependent on people getting the balls in the right areas. And United have been great at that this year, but he still produced the goods.
What do you think next year? What do you think Ten Hag will look to do with him?
Well, obviously, Dan would have been watching the game tonight. He'd be having a sleepless night watching the team. But I just think if you've got a player in your group who can score that amount of goals, they have to be involved. Now, Ronaldo will want to play week in, week out. That'll be the problem when the new manager comes in, where he'll be looking for another striker. But Ronaldo won't be hanging around unless he's playing week in, week out. I think he won't mind being rested for the odd League Cup game or a European game if they've already been through. But we saw his disappointment going back a few months when it was Chelsea and it was a City and then injuries were popping up, you know what I mean? But I think he wants to play week in, week out, and that'll be the problem for the manager because he'll probably look at him and go, no, I probably have to rotate you in certain games.
We talked about the style before the game, Roy, and we're trying to work out exactly what we'll get from Erik Ten Hag, but it seems like the evidence is there that he wants a team that's going to win the ball at the top of the pitch. Now, if that's the case, is Ronaldo going to be the man for him?
Well, that's one of the biggest decisions the manager will have to make, because, of course, he'll have to look at the bigger picture. He'll have to look, how can United get back to competing with the top teams? They struggled against Chelsea tonight, never mind about Liverpool and Man City. That was against Chelsea. So that's the manager's biggest challenge, working with these big personalities, as brilliant as they are. he still has to get a team that can compete. And if that is high pressing and win the ball back, Ronaldo is not good at that. But I still think you can have Ronaldo in your team and have other players who can do that.
You can have
the
the
leg
two-
work.
you-
Well, yeah,
yeah.
we played. Cantona and all these players weren't nowhere near us, and even Van Nistelrooy wouldn't be great at chasing the ball back for you. They wouldn't be, and that's fine. But we dealt with. We've enough lads in the team that can win the ball back. Now people go, no, you need all your players. And they look at Liverpool and Man City, but you can get away with it. Maybe one player not being brilliant getting back. But as long as he's producing the goods, you'll forgive him. We had it with Cantona, for example, and Cantona wasn't getting 20, 30 goals, but he get important goals. But we'd forgive Eric for maybe not running back, and even Ruud. Ruud wouldn't necessarily been the greatest team player, but you know, if we create enough chances for him, these boys will put the ball in the back of the net. And that's still the hardest part of the game. Getting the ball back and closing people down is easy. Easiest part of football. The hardest part is when you do win it back, what you do with it.
But isn't it the top two teams, Liverpool and Man City, who do it better than anybody else?
Yeah, of course.
But it might just not be him. It means that it could be the other two that play wide. Look what Liverpool's numbers are. Where they're too wide. When they haven't got the ball, they come back and win it. Manny, look what Diaz is doing as well. And it's the same with Man City. Now, I do think you can, because of his goals, you can always accept that. Roy said it's the hardest thing in football is to score goals, but everyone else has to fit in. And I don't see enough from the others in and around him. I don't see enough from the two wide men. Are they going chasing lost causes? When they haven't got the ball, they running back as fast as they can.
Fernandes doesn't do it, Jamie. Fernandes doesn't get the ball back for you. No one mentions him about maybe will he miss out. Rashford doesn't do nowhere enough. Sometimes they close him down, but they're not really going after it. They're kind of just going through the motions. We saw that again tonight. We saw the amount of chances that Chelsea were creating. Players going through the motions. Yeah, we'll go. Man City is an example. In Liverpool, they hunt in packs. They hunt with hunger. They have real desire. With United, we saw tonight. The evidence is there.
Does that also come from organisation, though, from
A bit
team
of that,
structure?
of course, yeah. That all comes into the mix, and that's where the new manager has to come in and start saying whatever about the individual good qualities, we have to work as a team. We have to have everyone working together. There's no point in one closing down the other, because the top teams will play through you. And the evidence has been there all season for Man United. Throughout the season, when United are out of possession, every team, and I mean not just the good teams, even the lesser teams, are creating so many chances against United. It's not good enough.
Is this midfield need a rebuild as well?
Everything, yeah. Don't get me started on the midfield. Midfield, I think defensively, I'm still happy with the goalkeeper. A couple of players up front. Huge.
It's a young man's game now. And you're looking at United, we've ended up with Juan Mata and Matic in and around that area. Things are going to change. Those two players are leaving. What are they going to bring in? That's what Man United fans are going to be keen to know. Who does he like? What sort of player is he going to identify to come and make this a better team? But midfield has to be an area because they get out. Even when they play, people say, "I play the system with two defence." Even today, first, I've got two defensive midfield players. I've never seen a team look so open. So if you're going to play that way and have two defensive midfield players that aren't really going to do a great deal from creativity point of view, you're better off not having them.
And even tonight, we're talking about Matic is getting interviewed after the game that he's leaving. There's 3 games to go. Stop talking about that you're leaving. You've made a statement a couple of weeks ago. Leave it at that. Mata's come on for Man United again tonight. He's come on the last few games. You've got some young kids on the bench. Get them on. It's like a tribute to Mata. I thought it was his testimonial tonight. You're Man United. You're fighting for points. You're playing for pride. Yet it's all like, we'll give him a game. We'll bring Jones on. Everyone gets a round of applause. No, you're there to try and win a game of football for Man United. Forget all this. Oh, we'll give someone 20 minutes because he's leaving in a few weeks. Actually, you should have left 2 years ago. And a few of them. Yet they're all coming on getting the little 20 minutes. Like Mata comes on. I know Gary was praising him. He came on and had a few touches. But why you bring it? Give some of the young lads on.
Do you think that would be a better way to try and win the game, to bring the young lads?
Of course, yeah. Young lads who are hopefully going to be there for the future and get a taste of playing at Old Trafford, a taste of playing against really good players in terms of Chelsea. Mata's leaving in a couple of weeks. You brought him on last week. Mata's not going to come on and change the game. He should have left last year. But last year they gave him another year. Don't know why, again. That job's for the boys, you know, he's pals with this or the chief executive. Who's giving out these contracts? Crazy.
There we go. Well, there could be changes imminently because Ralf Rangnick is reportedly ready to take over as the manager of Austria. We will try and bring some light to that story in just a couple of minutes. And we'll hear from Thomas Tuchel as well, who cut a frustrated figure on the sidelines tonight. Do stay with us.
The two took advantage. I think Reece played a very, very good match. Mason was a bit unlucky in his decisions, especially also in first half. I think he could have been more decisive, more precise to score and assist. But listen, he was very decisive in the last week. So it's not always that every shot is and every delivery is on point. But we would have needed it today to have a clear win, in my opinion. But yeah. We were very, very good in all patterns.
I know it's not easy to stand here and talk about individuals, but were you a bit frustrated with Havertz and Werner? You took them off together and just looking at your body language on the touchline?
Yeah, we had a lot of chances, and I think the two did not reach their peak performance today. And if they did, we were now the winners. So that's it. But you don't need to point the fingers. We had enough chances, half chances to score today.
And you said you were curious as to what Antonio Rudiger, we would say, what Antonio Rudiger did we see?
Top as always.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
No problems from Rudiger. It was the front players he was less happy with, Jamie, and with good reason, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. They missed too many chances. And there was a few times when the ball's coming across the face. And if you're a striker, an out-and-out goal poacher that gets 20, 25 goals a season, you were going to read the situation, getting on the end of it like a Ronaldo would do. That one there is a little bit unlucky, just perhaps doesn't get the finish away that he'd have liked. But these are chances that I always feel the good centre-forwards will score. Again, they're getting in the right areas. And there was a few, actually, we're not even going to show that, they're just going across the face. That's a little bit unlucky, perhaps should do better. But they created so many chances down that right side.
Yeah, it was far too easy for him. And he's frustrated, the manager. I think he's fuming. He spoke before the game about, missing lots of chances and points. And once again here, McTominay getting caught. Lovely layoff. But I'd be critical. People say he's unlucky. He came across there really frustrated and I think really annoyed.
Still the missing thing for Chelsea? Still where we've got questions about them taking on Liverpool and Manchester City?
100%. What we saw tonight, and he's mentioned it before the game, the amount of games over the season where Chelsea have dominated and just not killed teams off. And he said we'll have to learn from him. I don't think you learn these things. You have to be clinical. And that's why the Lukaku situation, if they had a sharp, strong Lukaku, I think that must be so frustrating because they have a player who's shown it previously and at this level he can score the goals, but this season just been off it. And if he had a strong, fit Lukaku scoring 25 goals, obviously what a difference that would have made to him. So he's fuming there.
We spoke a lot about Manchester United's problems, but whoever comes in, whatever new owners take over at Chelsea, they're going to have a few things to deal with. You've got to deal with Rudiger, Christensen, both leaving on free transfers. You've got to deal with a Lukaku situation which hasn't worked, and I don't think the manager's got. He tried to get him going. It's not happening.
So you think move on from that?
Possibly. What would you get for him? I don't know. There's different permutations, places he could go. He's obviously spoke earlier in the year, which has not helped him going back to Italy. That might be a possibility. So
if they could
you
afford
cut your loss. You have to cut your losses.
Yeah, if he's not the right man, and if he doesn't, if you don't believe that you're getting the right situations out of him, he'll have to go. And I'm sure that he'll be talking to the new owners, whoever they may be. But whoever the new owners are, they might not be the likes of Abramovich that are going to come in and just throw money at a problem. But it might be slightly different.
You look at Lukaku, it's not you don't know about his mentality and his fitness level. He's come on against Man United, who he was here, so you think, I'll show them my qualities. And he came on and just ambling along, not that determination to get himself a goal. So it's very much as his fitness levels. I think his attitude doesn't seem right.
All right, well, Reece James was the man of the match, and he's been speaking to Patrick.
Well, Reece, a pretty dominant performance, really. Does that make only the point, more frustrating?
Yeah, definitely. I think we came here to win, and we had enough chances to put the game to bed in the first half. But we didn't take them, and we scored, and then they got one soon after. And we had another chance in the second half, but didn't take it. And yeah, we have a point now. Like
a lot of teams do, did you feel like they really struggled with yourself and Mason Mount down that right? Didn't quite know who to go to? I think they maybe found it difficult, but they're a great side, and they managed to take 2 points from us today, which we're obviously disappointed with. Enjoy or prefer that wing-back position to the centre-half position?
Yeah.
You're able to influence the game more? You're incredible influence today.
Yeah, definitely I can do more when I'm a bit higher up. When I'm playing centre-back, I'm a bit limited. But yeah, I'm obviously happy to help the team.
Had a part to play in the goal. Just tell us then at 1-1, that one that clips the post, did it look into you?
No, to be fair.
You knew, did you?
Yeah, I knew straight away, and I knew that, to be fair, I probably should have scored. But life goes on, and you know we have another game soon, and we can't dwell on it.
What sort of a point is it?
It's a tough point. It could have been worse. We could have came here and left with nothing. So we have to take it and you know put it behind us and move forward now.
Thanks for your time. Well done.
Well, he agrees with you, Roy. You said he should hit the target, and he says he should score. Do you like that attitude?
Yeah, but he's still saying, "Oh, life goes on." I think he should be more frustrated than that. But what a player this kid is! 22. He looks like a boxer there when he's getting interviewed. A powerful boy, great technique, fit lad. What a game tonight he had. Again, he feels he should score there, but his distribution, his movement, his strength. He seems a nice kid.
And what an asset to have at 22 to be able to play in a back three or play in this wing back position.
I reckon, again, he's one of these lads. He looks like he's a clever lad. He could play in any position. He probably could play in middle of the park. He'll obviously, next year, he might be obviously in the back three or whatever. But Chelsea are a lucky club to have, and he is outstanding.
One of many that come through the system there. His dad, I know his dad. His dad's a coach himself. He knows the game inside out. Obviously, his sister's played at a high level, so just an incredible family. But like Roy says, he's just so talented. He crosses balls. But aren't we blessed with right backs in this country when you think we've got him, Trent, Carl Walker, Trippier, you know, 4 incredible right backs.
He looks like a footballer, doesn't he? He just, everything about him.
Yeah, very talented boy. Great crosser of the ball.
Every time he gets the ball, he looks like he knows what he's going to do with it. He's not fighting with it. He's always in control of the situation. Brilliant talent.
As Jamie said, there was a lot of uncertainty around Chelsea, but their aim really was to try and close the gap on Manchester City and Liverpool. It's 14 points they're off the top now. Yeah, do you sense with this manager, if he stays there, he says he's going to, his heart is in the project, that they will start closing the gap?
Well, whatever the players they're losing, they don't want to lose him as a manager. I really like him. He comes across well. His CV is obviously fantastic, but I think he's a good personality. Obviously, he seems to back his players. He's frustrated there, but he's obviously thrown nobody under the bus. He'll be upset with the result because the performance probably deserved better. But again, I think he's an outstanding coach.
Well, one manager who is on his way is Ralph Rangnick. It's 3 games to go now for him, and he's talking to Patrick now.
Well, Ralph, a point to show for your efforts. What did you make of those efforts?
Well, I think in the second half, we showed a good reaction, a good attitude from the team, even more so after we conceded the goal after 60 minutes. It was good to have an early reply to that goal 2 minutes later, a great assist by Nemanja Matic and a fantastic finish by Cristiano. In the first half, we had our problems to close down the spaces. We needed a few great saves from David and a few last-second tackles. But I think in the second half we did better. We to start with, we pushed back Anthony Elanga more or less like a left wing back, and in the last 15 minutes played with a back 5 with 3 central defenders, and I think that gave us more control on the game. So
in that first half, was energy and effort the issue, or did you feel like it was more tactical this time?
I mean, obviously, you could see that they are a top team. It's no coincidence that they won the Champions League last season, and that we were both not having that much confidence, and quite a few players missing. I mean, we missed 8 players who have been starting 11 players at one stage this season, so this didn't make it any easier. But as I said, in the second half, I think we showed a good reaction, and in a way, although it was still a lucky draw, we earned it.
You've been very honest about the gap between Manchester United and the teams above them in the league. Although it's a draw, did we still see that gap at times this evening?
At times we saw it, yes. But as I said, they played with their almost best starting 11, and we had a few players missing. But again, I mean, this has been an issue before I arrived, and since I arrived, we have our problems in defending and getting hold of the ball, winning the ball. We are just not compact, aggressive enough, not physical enough in some of those moments, and this especially shows up against the top teams like Chelsea, Liverpool or Manchester City.
As you've touched on already, Cristiano Ronaldo got your goal. With his quality, with his experience, can he be right at the heart of what happens next at Manchester United next season?
I mean, not only the goal that he scored today, also his whole performance, his attitude, how often he helped in our own half. At the age of 37, a player like him, this is, This is not normal to do that. He showed that today, and if he plays like he played today, he can still be a great help for this team.
So, and next season for the new manager, you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's both Eric's and also Chris's decision what they want to do. So I think it's not for me to speak about that. But as I said today, the performance of Chris was really great.
What about for you, Ralph? What's next? Reports this evening that you're very close to becoming the new Austrian manager.
Yeah, let us speak tonight about Manchester United and our game and the rest of the season here. This is the issue, and I can also confirm that I will definitely continue at the end of the season with my consultancy role.
Yeah, you spoke about that in your pre-match press conference yesterday. You seem like you've got some clarity now that you will be a big part of it at Manchester United moving forward.
Well, I didn't say that I will be a big part of that moving forward, but we have definitely agreed now about both on the content and also the time of my consultancy role. And as I said, so far we haven't spoken, Eric and myself, but this will hopefully and probably happen in the future. But as I said, I'm more than happy and willing to help to change things for the better.
Would the consultancy leave space for another job? Will there be time?
It would leave space for another job, yes, but that's what we had agreed to start with back in November last year.
Okay. Thank you.
Those reports do seem to be getting firmer that he will be confirmed in the next 48 hours as the new manager of Austria. But, as you heard from him, confirming the fact he will see through this contract for 2 more years as a football consultant here at Manchester United. What do you think that looks like?
Not great. I think that just adds to the confusion. When you say consultancy, that could be 2 days a month. You know, he obviously wouldn't be at the club, I'm sure, every day, and obviously looking at if he takes the international job, you know, that's a huge job in itself. So I think that'll be difficult to do the 2 roles, but who knows? To be fair, it's again a difficult interview, but he said he just wants to focus on United till the end of the season, and I'm sure he'll cross that bridge when he gets to it, when he's got to make a decision at the end of the season.
We're almost there in terms of the end of the season. How do you view I suppose you'd call it an experiment, the Ralf Rangnick experiment?
Well, it's not worked out because the results, the reaction to the players to him coming in, he's obviously not had the power or the control. It's been really, really difficult. All the top coaches and top managers, when you go into a club, you want some sort of backing, and he's not really had it because he's temporary. And players see through that. You know, players look through a manager when he comes in and they try and pick holes, and they look at him and they're thinking, well, you won't be here in a few months. And players have took advantage of that.
Do you think that's worked against him, Jamie? The fact that it was always going to be a short-term arrangement?
No chance. I've always said it. You're naked in that dressing room. Players see right through you. They know next year you're not going to be there. What's the point to a certain extent, which is completely wrong in my opinion. But what he's doing is making sure that they'll have so much dialogue between who he thinks could do well next year. So those players are thinking, well, he's nothing to do. He's like a spy in that dressing room to a certain extent, and that's what you've got to use him for. When Ten Hag comes in next year, there'll be a lot of those players that he likes, that maybe trained well or played well, have been good individuals around the dressing room, and they're the ones that probably they're going to be kept. I mean, will it work that he's an international manager and he's a director of football or whatever term you put it?
Consultant.
I don't see that's a difficult one to do both jobs.
His role at the club at the last few months just reflects where Man United are. A lot of chaos. No one's making the right decisions. It just reflects where the team is, from obviously board level to what's going on the pitch. Just not good enough for Man United.
I suppose what Rangnick supporters would say that his expertise has been over the last decade or more has been around the club building recruitment departments, scouting departments, areas in which Manchester United do feel a little bit light.
And maybe he can be a help if that's going to be his role. I think being hands-on with the group of players that you're talking about, big players, big personalities, it's not worked out. Whatever about the training pitches, and we talk about being a coach or working in the background, but some of these top players, whatever about the coaching sessions, they want a big personality. They want someone to manage the group. And when they see a weakness in a manager where they think, again, you're going to be gone in a few months, good luck. In a dressing room with a lot of big players, they've literally, looking at the way the players have performed, they've took no notice of him. They've not took on board whatever he's been suggesting, whatever he's doing on the training ground. But there's been no reaction in terms of body language, a desire to stay in football matches, being hard to beat, whatever about the style of play. They've showed a little bit of pride tonight, but that's...
From Ten Hag's point of view, though, he's probably thinking, they are so low, this group of players right now, I can only come in and do better. I can only change things for the better because you're not proud. If you're a Man United, you're not proud of watching that team. You're watching Liverpool and you're watching Man City this week in Champions League playing blockbuster games, playing fantastic football with a style and a profile of what you want to see. There is pride watching those teams. Whereas with Man United, I don't know what they are at the moment.
How many different ways can we say Man United have been rubbish all season? Every week we're trying to come up with something different. Personalities, tactics, the manager's fault, board level. They've been rubbish. They've been rubbish most of the season.
So if he comes in here and does something, he'll look like, just change it, give a bit of confidence, get some new players in. All of a sudden, everything starts to look different. But he's going to need amples of time.
Surely you can lift yourself for the final home game.
Not this group. This group doesn't. This group won't. They're talking about leaving, all the interviews. It's all Mata Jones coming on. It's like, again, there was an element tonight. I was watching, it was like a testimonial for somebody. You're still Man United. Again, at some stage, I always go back to whatever situation your club, even if you have a difficult season or you're 2-0 low, your pride at some stage has to kick in. But this team hasn't shown it this season. There's been too many. Whatever about Watford City, the Liverpool game, we've seen some European games, we've seen in the FA Cup, we've seen even tonight. Kind of United are going away tonight, delighted with a 1-1 draw. They got out of jail against Chelsea. You're going, where's the standards at the club? Where's the desire to keep going till the end? Again, the players, Matt is talking about, I'm leaving, I've had a great time. Man United will always be in my heart. Oh, and Chelsea as well, by the way. Oh, and Benfica, don't forget them. You know, you all can't be in your heart.
He's got a big heart.
Yeah.
We'll follow that. But why don't we park it there?
I think so.
And we look forward to more of this on Monday night. We'll find something else to talk about. Why don't we pick your best ever Manchester United 11 on Monday night when you join us? Yeah. We'll have that to look forward to.
You're right.
And not many of these will be in it.
Roy, thank you very much. Jamie, thank you as well. Right, what have we got coming up? We've got a lot of Premier League football still to be played this season, haven't we? Big games as well, wherever you look. Ellen Road, Saturday night. That is a crunch match. Leeds taking on Manchester City. And at Goodison, first up on Sunday, Everton, Chelsea, West Ham. Edged out tonight, take on Arsenal. What kind of spirit will they be in by then, physically and mentally? And Monday Night Football, we do watch Manchester United's final home game this season against Brentford. And Roy will be there. Even though he was disappointed to see Manchester United, well, probably quite pleased in the end to see them come away with a point in a game that Chelsea dominated. Bye from us.